boy. If now any motherfucker lover when no the hear word, when no one let me have peace, now go draw me go where no one go. It shook it reef way disgrace it fearful way where imani day.
Hey guys, Blessing here. This video has been a long time coming, but as the saying goes, there is always a place and a time for everything. And right now, I feel it's finally time to address this issue of GPC, a social media fan club that on paper stands for Gallant and Peaceful Commenters Team. But before I commence, I would like to honorably invite His Majesty, the great King of Edo State, to come and see and listen to what some of his descendants have been up to in a foreign land. So if you're watching this video right now and you'd also like this story to get to the Oba of Benin, please go ahead and share the video far and wide until it gets to him. Now let's get right into it. I'm almost very certain that by now, the king and the elders of Edo State are all aware that there is conflict and strife among Edo State social media presenters for whichever reason that they all might have, which I will not be going too deep into in this video. So with everything that has happened so far on social media, I have really taken my time to observe and even to analyze quite a handful of sagas. And in all of my findings, I could not but help to conclude that this GPC group is the biggest reason saga seems not to be ending on social media. And I'm going to explain to you and show you why and how I came to that conclusion. But before then, let us look into what this group is really all about and the purpose of their formation. Now, GPC is a fan club that is run by top fans of a social media presenter who goes by the name Monica Ambrose. So the About section on Facebook says, only people that comment or argue peacefully are allowed here. We are matured, responsible, gallant, and peaceful. We post and discuss about all aspects of life without pouring insult on our co-commenters. Feel free to post and comment, but if you can do it without insulting, please respectfully kick yourself out before we help you out. Thanks. Now, looking at these rules, I'm very sure that any sane person would agree with me that they are good and positive because they promote peace, right? Now, let's also listen to what the leader of that group, Monica Ambrose, in her own words, says that GPC stands for.
Since last year, you guys made a decision to choose one. A lot of you, when you reach junction of two roads, you must choose one. A lot of you choose me since last year and you have never turned your back on me. Okay, so this is the first anniversary of celebrating Monica alone, and we are celebrating it under the umbrella of GPC, which many people still they ask, what is the meaning of GPC? Gallant and peaceful commenters. And if you look around, that is what Monica lovers symbolize. We symbolize, we represent peace. We are gallant and we are peaceful. We comment nicely.
So Monica Ambrose here says that her group members are gallant and peaceful. But ladies and gentlemen, nothing is further from the truth. So let's just go ahead and take a look at some of the things these GPC members have been doing online lately. These images that I am going to be displaying now were created and posted by GPC members. And I would like to ask you to please take your time to read the captions of each post, because if I would have to read everything out myself, we are not going to live here today, although I am going to be highlighting a few of the captions, just like this one right here. Your Majesty, sir. This is how these GPC members operate. They hide under proxy accounts and bully their Edo brothers and sisters all day, all night, and all year long. Now, this is a comment by a proxy account who goes by the name Peaceful Greater, who is also a GPC member. And the comment was directed at Mr. Eddie Murphy. The comment says, your mama is okay, and your bastard children go die for your eyes, or muzwa. Can anyone tell me what is peaceful about this person whose name is Peaceful Greater, and what is great about this person? Another caption I would like to highlight is this one by Esther Izobo, another GPC member and top Monica fan, who posted a picture of this gentleman with the caption, old fool. If I see you for Monica page again telling her and her husband to enter house, I go swear ogun for you. Mumu man we no get sense. You can see here that intimidation is another tactic that these 3PC members apply. They verbally attack and threaten you if you ever say anything short of kind towards Monica or her husband. In this particular case, this man apparently told Monica and her husband to enter house. So why would this statement by this man even warrant this amount of insult Esther Izobo dished out to him? And the funny thing about this Esther Izobo is that he or she is an individual in real life that deals in fairly used mobile phones. So instead of him or instead of her to concentrate on her business and invest her precious time in advertising her market to people on social media, she's rather busy oppressing people who exercise their right of free speech. And the irony of this matter for you, Esther Izobo, is that these people that you are insulting are actually prospective customers. But of course, you don't even recognize that. Instead of you to be making money on social media, selling your mobile phones, you are busy being a perfect nuisance. Something really needs to be done fast because this act of bullying is really getting out of hand, which even led me to create the hashtag social media bullying must stop. I would still like to indulge everyone to always include this hashtag whenever you write a caption anywhere on social media, be it on Facebook, on YouTube, Instagram, anywhere, just in order to continue to push for sanity and decency among our people. Another evil thing that these people do is that if you are their target, they will start posting pictures of your relatives, your wife, your husband, and even your children. They will call your spouse all sorts of names. They will make a caricature of people and ridicule them across their social media profiles. You guys, the world is watching this disgraceful act put up by some of our Edo brothers and sisters. And I believe we have really gotten to the point that we'll all say enough is enough because they are bringing shame to the responsible, hardworking Edos out there. Now, this caption by Monica Victory might actually shock some of you. The caption says, Eddie Murphy needs to be stoned to death in this Europe. Dear tout and killer behind this proxy account, do you realize you could actually spend a really long time in jail in this Europe for this hate speech you made? You probably think that you are safe and incognito under this account, but guess what? You could be fished out like a rat based on your IP location. A lot of presenters have spoken up against these GPC members. Some presenters have even held Monica Ambrose and her husband responsible for the activities of members of GPC. Lolo, for example, told Monica to warn her GPC members to stay away from her own fans. And I remember I made a video in disagreement with Lolo. In that video, I maintained that a public figure cannot really be held responsible for what their fans do. It's like holding a football club responsible for the damages caused by football hooligans, but I guess I was wrong. Based on my recent findings, I have come to understand that these GPC members are not mere fans of Monica Ambrose and her husband, but they are actually agents that help Monica fight against all the people that she has issues with. Take a listen.
I am not supporting Enogie to fight Eddie Murphy dirty. But if Eddie Murphy fights Enogie dirty, Enogie, if you don't fight him dirty, me self I go come on my support. What? More, you stupid. How about you know? How about you know? Or go what about me? Emily J, help me put tortoise for about eggs. A good dirty one for that matter. A good way no get sense.
After Monica gave that command, in less than 24 hours, Emily J produced these pictures of Albert with a tortoise, just like Monica had commanded. And if you look at this next picture, in which Emily J designed a bottle, carrying the faces of a few presenters that Monica Ambrose has issues with, you can see the comment made by Mr. Ambrose Ajala, who is Monica's husband. The comment carries laughter emojis, so Mr. Ambrose clearly finds bullying funny. In my opinion, this makes him an accomplice to all that has been happening on social media so far, coupled with the fact that he has never openly condemned or criticized GPC members for this evil work that they are doing. Indulge me to still highlight one or two posts before I mention what I believe is the way forward. In this post that you see here, Emily J makes mockery of Bianca's English with the caption, "Na everything they heard this goddaughter to pronounce, English na problem for her." Dear Emily J, do I need to start helping you as well to correct your own English? I remember when Aproko gossipers mocked Esther's English, and I said in my Facebook post that before you mock anyone's grammar or spelling, do make sure that yours is also on point. So Emily J, I can tell you now authoritatively that your English is definitely not on point. So it's not your place to laugh at other people for how they speak. So stop this attitude of making people feel uncomfortable to express themselves. The most important thing is that they can communicate and people can understand the message they are passing. So stop this elementary school bully attitude of yours. Now, you guys should take a look at this other post by Emily J, where Emily J put a picture of 4 people and labeled them social media miscreants. Well, from everything we've seen so far, it's clear who the real social media miscreants are. My question to GPC members now is that, are you all proud of yourselves? Are you proud of all these things most of you are doing on social media? I mean, if the Oba of Benin gets to watch this video right now, would he be proud of GPC members? The answer is no. And I know that deep in your heart, you also know that the things that you're doing on social media are bad and they are wrong. How do I know that? Let me show you a conversation between Emily J and this proxy account called Back to Sender, who are both GPC members. So Back to Sender is also a very big social media bully, and he or she used the picture of the Oba of Benin as profile picture while still going around bullying people. What a sacrilege. Anyway, Emily J then wrote to Back to Sender saying, "Baby, abeg remove Oba picture from your fake account, please. It is not right, oh." Then after Back to Sender removed the picture, Emily J responded saying, "Thanks, love. Make them no go talk say you dey use Oba picture take the bully people." Wow, Emily J, so you know and you admit that what you people are doing is bullying, and you know that it would be wrong to link what you do with the name of the Oba. Then why are you still doing it? Why are you being a hypocrite? If what you guys are doing was good and just and positive, you would not be worried about using the Oba's picture. If you had any respect for the Oba in the first place, you would not even be engaging in most of the things you guys engage in. But I don't blame you, you are not from Edo State. So you probably can be bothered about the damage that this does to the Oba's prestige. Now, how do I know Emily J is not from Edo State? Take a look at this comment he or she made, and I quote, "I am not even from Edo State. I am full-time Delta blood, and I know this will shock most of you." Well, Emily J, I am not too shocked because a true, legitimate son or daughter of the soil would not be rubbishing the Benin Kingdom and its indigents the way you, Emily J, have done in the past few years. And for those of you telling non-Edolites not to put their mouth in Edo State matter, please don't also forget to tell Emily J to remove her or his mouth from Edo State matter because it don't really concern Emily J, right? Talk about double standards. Many people have also accused Monica's husband for being the person behind the Emily J account. Well, I can't really say for sure if he truly is the one behind that account, but what I can say for sure is that the person behind this Emily J account is a man, and some of the top GPC members know that as well, and the person seems to be someone they respect a lot, going by the way they address him. Esther Izobo, for example, says here, "Emily J, sir." Esther addresses him as sir, so that means Esther knows that this person behind this account is not a woman. And you can also see this other comment by Monica that says, "The Godfather himself." So you, this man behind this account, you really have lots of time on your hands, don't you? Another question is, why is Emily J and her cohort doing these things that they are doing? Why do they feel the need to attack and bully anyone who expresses their opinion about Monica? Now take a look at this statement from Emily J. It says, "As a presenter, the day you learn to mind your business and stop talking or analyzing Monica's topic or videos, you become my friend automatically." And my reaction to this is, what nonsense, Emily J. You want to put people on a gag order and prohibit them from talking about what they see on social media space? Like, how unthinkable and impossible do you think that is? Like, are you even educated at all? Do I need to give you a lecture about the fundamental human right called freedom of speech? And come to think of it, you don't want anyone to analyze Monica's topics while you know fully well that Monica also makes a living from analyzing other people's topics. Monica has over 700 videos on her YouTube channel. Who do you think majority of those videos are about? Yes, you guessed right. They are about other people's topics. So for me, as long as a presenter doesn't break into your house to steal information about you, and as long as they are responding to the things that they see on social media, Emily J or any other GPC member or any other person at all has absolutely no right to tell them what or who they should talk about. You guys should not come and create this Agbero dictatorship here on social media. And let me quickly pull up this comment by Peaceful Greater 10 million, who is also a GPC member. Please note that this account with 10 million is different from the other Peaceful Greater that we talked about earlier on in this video. So with this comment, Peaceful Greater 10 million was defending Njoh when Njoh was getting bullied for speaking her mind about something that concerns Monica. The comment says, don't say it's not her business, because anything that comes on social media is everyone's business. If they like, they talk about it. All presenters do it. Even our EAK does it too. By the way, EAK is the nickname of Monica Ambrose. So here, a top GPC member is educating another GPC member that there is nothing wrong with the presenter analyzing what they see on social media. After all, Monica does the same thing. So why does Emily J and her cohort have a problem with understanding this basic principle? Another thing about GPC members is that when it comes to Monica, some of them are very afraid to speak their mind because Monica has already warned them to keep their opinions about her to themselves and not to come to her with silly questions.
I do not know if I not fair talk to my lovers. If they can't they do that thing, you know they too pay me. But if I fair say that they know what they can't do that thing, it will be your money, boy. Every damn it, cause even Bible talk and say, if now my eye go carry me go where I no want go, say make I come out. So if now any motherfucker lover, when no the hear word, when no one let me have peace, now go draw me go where I no want go. It shook it real for it disgrace it fear for it where imani day.
Most of Monica's fans are very afraid to be dealt with by Monica, but that there are a few fans who are not afraid to speak their mind. For example, Esther Izobo here, who called out Monica for posting a video of Ada Jesus when she insinuated that Ada's bad mouth caused her death. I was actually shocked by Esther Izobo's comment, which says, "Lady Monica, please let the dead rest. You playing Ada Jesus' old video was annoying to me, and I really cried. You guys should stop sharing her old video. She just died for Christ's sake. Her family are in pain, please." And then on another day, Esther posted something again pertaining to Monica. She must have given her opinion on something. And then one of the other fans, who is very afraid, as you can tell from this comment, the fan's name is Lovely Faith Ben, and she told Esther this. She said, "Lady Monica go vex for this post to make her come out." And then Esther responded saying, "I get my opinion. If she vex, no wahala. You can't be a fan and lover of someone without giving your opinion. You know they work that way." Then Lovely said, "No more opinion, oh my sister." She said we should keep it to ourselves. Then Esther replied her, "Na her own she dey talk. If I can't give my opinion, why am I a fan or lover?" That's a very good question, Esther. If you guys remember, I said in my live stream that it is good to love, but don't love blindly, because blind love is foolish love. It looks like so many followers of Monica are in a cage and they are terrified about expressing themselves. And here is one thing that I would like to say to everyone watching this video right now. Irrespective of whether you're a Monica fan or an Okpaika fan, an Eddie Murphy fan, one thing is certain. If your favorite celeb restricts you from sharing your opinion, just know that they lack respect for you and they don't regard you as anything, and that is why your opinion doesn't count to them. Why am I saying all of this? I'm saying this to help those fans who are not capable to do the thinking for themselves. They need people to help them put one and one together. There are groups online that you can proudly and boldly say that you are part of, not GPC, because you guys really have a stinking image. And I just cannot imagine any responsible, honorable man or woman being a member of GPC where nothing positive or constructive ever comes out of. For those of you other bullies in that group, please ask yourselves, what do you have really benefited from being in that group? What have you learned? What value has being in that group added to your life? The only thing GPC ever produces are caricature pictures and insults on anyone that crosses their path. With all that's been said so far, we still need to be honest about the fact that GPC members are not the only bullies we have on social media. There are still a few other proxy accounts that bully not only GPC members but also their leader Monica. But notwithstanding, we have to admit that the rate at which GPC members do their own bullying is both alarming and disturbing, and I could not help but agree with Saga No More, who was responding to Ehis Osawe's attack on a blogger. By the way, Ehis Osawe is a GPC member. So this account that goes by the name Saga No More responded to Ehis saying, "You people are too defensive and intrusive. This post was just a mere question, but here you are attacking the poster. What you guys haven't realized is this. You people have portrayed Monica's page to be a gang. That will not help the growth of her fan base. You literally attack people on her page." Then on Aproko Gossipers, now you are here. The amount of toxicity is alarming. That is the reason Rita's page is growing by the day. It is in the military zone. Una today hostile and aggressive. Una protect, so they mistakenly insult some viewers that actually like or believe in Monica. I would say a standing ovation for whoever wrote this, because the person hit the nail right on the head, and this comment needs no further clarification. GPC is the abbreviation for gallant and peaceful commenters. But members of this group are not peaceful and definitely not gallant. And guess who gets negatively affected by the activities of GPC members? Yes, the person they think they are defending and protecting. She is the one suffering the brunt of it in the long run. And it really baffles me when GPC members say that people hate Monica because Monica is doing well. No guys, you all need to stop being delusional. Most people don't hate Monica because she's doing well, but because of GPC members. And I know you guys really want to believe badly that people also hate Monica because they are jealous of her progress or that they want to use her name to climb. So let me just quickly burst your bubble here. Use her name to climb to where? Like, where exactly are they using her name to climb to? Just in case you guys are not aware, there are countless Edo YouTubers and social media entrepreneurs who are extremely successful. Some of them even work with the biggest brands we know, and I could give you at least 5 names, but I'm going to leave that out for another video. You guys, why are people not jealous of those very successful YouTubers and social media people? Why are people not trying to use their name to climb? If it was just all about Monica's name, someone like Vera should have millions of subscribers on YouTube and followers on Facebook by now. And Monica, whose name people are supposedly using, should also be dragging millions upon millions of followers. But no, that is not the case, because you guys are killing her career. You are damaging her brand image with all this noise you guys are making all over social media. Don't you see there is nothing enticing about you guys? Don't you guys just see it? Are you guys just too blind to see that it is almost impossible to love someone who has a group that has bullied almost all the presenters on social media? And I personally don't think Monica herself is as bad as people might think. But you guys, you GPC members, thinking you're helping Monica, but adversely you are doing more harm than good to her reputation. And it is also very surprising that Monica herself doesn't even realize this. Although Monica said recently that she was closing the chapter on everything that's been happening so far. Take a listen.
And I know some of my lovers, they are so indisciplined. I don't blame them because everybody is not the same. But that is why I'm doing this video this evening. Okay? Chapter close. All these mad people, if you like, they call my name, go reach tomorrow. What did I say? Chapter close.
In my opinion, this move by Monica is highly applaudable, turning her back against anything that would drag her back into that dark space. But I'm also of the opinion that this is a missed opportunity, that Monica did not urge GPC members to also do the same. Monica, as the leader, says she is done with drama, but she knows fully well that her GPC members are still active on the battlefield, wreaking havoc and drawing negative attention to her. When is Monica eventually going to tell GPC members openly and publicly to stop fighting dirty on her behalf? As long as Monica keeps reposting their bully posts, people will always take it that Monica is in support and that she condones their activities, which is why people actually will continue to hold Monica responsible and liable for everything they are doing. You all need to take a moment to look within yourselves. There is no pride or class in what GPC members are currently doing, and it only gives rise to more resentment on Monica's part. Lastly, before I round off this video, I would like to reiterate that most people are still wondering, if and when the curses laid on social media presenters will be overturned now that Mr. Izobo has been banished from the palace. Can we expect any official statement from the palace about everything that has been brought forward? Because the curses have also become a bullying point for GPC members. They are now going about on social media calling people Ogenyoba and continually stigmatizing their own brothers and sisters. We would really love to hear from our fathers and from our elders what the way forward is. May the king of Benin Kingdom live long. Obagatokbe Ise. And for everyone who has watched this video, I would love you to drop all of your comments and your thoughts down below. Like and follow my Facebook page in case you get to watch this video on Facebook. And last but not least, do not forget to subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, and I will catch you on my next one.